Wendy in the Gangster Goodies kitchen. Today we're not going to actually cook though. She's going to show us how to make a little something something.
A little something something. Yep. So it feels a little weird being on this side and not on that side.
I know, right? She, for 2 years, were on the back side of the camera, so.
And I think one day we was like, why haven't I been on the show?
I know, right?
I don't know.
So.
But here we are.
Here we are. And so we've got she's got some goodness. She's going to show us how to milk up.
Whip up.
Whip up. Some goodness to whip up. We're going to talk about CBD. We're going to talk about the medicinal marijuana card, especially if you are in the state of Missouri and in Kansas City. We're going to give you a little info on that too. So what you going to show us how to whip up?
All right. So this is a really simple recipe. It's called golden milk.
Golden milk.
Golden milk.
Okay.
So you can either have it warm, and we also had it at the cafe iced. Either way.
Okay.
So basically this has got ingredients that helps relieve aches and pains.
Nice. Perfect time of the year for that.
Perfect time of the year for that.
I love it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So instead of getting something from your pharmacy,
right,
you get something that's natural from the
Mother Earth. Absolutely, because food is medicine. And it's funny, I was actually cooking today, and you know, that's not really my thing. But I am really getting into it because our food is our medicine.
Yes.
And we have to start looking at its food as our medicine to heal us. And
Yes.
these are things that will heal or help you feel better.
Awesome.
Yep.
Okay. I'm interested.
Yep.
Let's see. What you got?
All right. So basically, you can take any kind of non-dairy milk.
Okay.
And the reason that we say non-dairy is because usually if you have aches and pains, dairy probably has something to do with that.
Got it.
So this is a vanilla sweetened almond milk because our palates require it to be a little sweet in order for us to take it down. And so with it being vanilla milk, you don't have to add as much sweetener.
Got it. Okay.
So
Sounds
we're just gonna kind of eyeball this for two mugs.
Okay.
Hell, let's just
put it all in there. Absolutely.
It's like poker. Just put it all in there.
Put it all in. Okay.
All right. So we've got that in, and then the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put. So since our recipe is double, I'm gonna double everything. So you'll have the recipe up for the single cup.
Yes. Okay.
So we're gonna put in vanilla.
Okay. So that's like vanilla flavoring, vanilla extract. Okay.
Yep, just your plain old regular kitchen variety vanilla.
Got it. Okay.
And then we're going to do, we'll do that last.
Okay.
Then we're going to do cinnamon.
Okay.
So cinnamon is an herb that actually causes heat in your body.
Okay. So cinnamon causes heat in my body. So why do I want heat in my body?
So because each of us, like for me, cinnamon is a really great thing because the way that my body is made is I'm cold a lot.
Okay.
Now for you, you're warm a lot.
Yes.
Cinnamon is really not your friend.
Okay.
Although, and if you think about it, how much cinnamon do you eat?
None really.
You know why? Because your body knows what it needs.
Okay.
And so because the cinnamon is something that heats your body up, it activates other herbs.
Okay.
It increases metabolism.
Okay. Now I could use that.
Well, y'all could use that increase metabolism. But your body says, you know what? I'm revving high anyway. I really don't need that. And that's why cinnamon isn't really appealing to you.
Okay. Got it.
So we've got cinnamon and black pepper.
Okay.
So black pepper is another one that activates.
Okay.
And we literally want a pinch.
A pinch.
A pinch.
Okay.
Because if you put too much, it's going to taste like pepper.
Okay.
And what the black pepper does is it makes our turmeric more bioavailable. And what that means is that it makes it easier for your body to absorb.
Okay. So I've heard a lot about turmeric, you know, for inflammation. Mainly for inflammation is what I've heard turmeric is good for. Okay.
Yep. Turmeric is awesome for inflammation.
Okay.
As is ginger.
Okay.
And so now we're going to add a little ginger in here. And again, the recipe will be up, I'm sure, at the end of this.
Yes, it will be. And so ginger. Now, I've always known ginger to be good for digestion.
It is.
Okay.
Ginger and turmeric are two herbs that have a multitude of uses.
Got it.
So many that we're not even going to talk about them all.
Okay.
You have to come see me at the Wellness Cafe.
Yes. She'll school you guys on all of this wonderful stuff.
Absolutely.
From the earth, y'all.
And then we're going to put in give this a quick whirl around.
Okay. Mmm.
And as you can see, the name comes from because it's beginning to look golden.
Yes, it is. And it smells good too.
So if anybody likes chai teas of any kind,
yes.
A lot of the seasonings that are in chai teas are exactly what we've put in here.
Okay. I like chai tea.
Yeah. So
I like to spike it with a little rum chata, but
right. So let's go there. Because see, people like her and a couple other people that come in to see me, they're like, "Ooh, this tea is good," and I'm gonna put some rum in it. I'm like, "Oh, that's like taking a shot of insulin while you're eating a Twinkie. Stop it!
Don't do it.
Don't.
Okay.
Just drink what's there." We're gonna put in about a spoonful of the coconut oil.
Okay.
Because again, it's gonna make it a little bit more bioavailable. It's gonna make it easier for your body to absorb in all the goodness.
Nice.
Yeah. And it's going to make it kind of creamy.
Okay. So let me ask you this about coconut oil. So, with all my skin stuff. So I use raw shea butter and coconut oil. So now I don't heat the coconut oil, but is the coconut oil allowing my body to absorb the shea butter better?
They work really great in tangent because shea butter is one of those that actually is really close to our skin's chemistry composition.
Okay.
And so they both go in really nicely.
Okay. That's why
I don't know if the coconut oil helps it out or not, but they work really well together.
They do. They cream up really good together.
They do.
I love that. Okay.
All right, honey. So this, and it's better if you do local honey.
Okay.
Local honey, like you probably should be taking spoonfuls of honey right now for your sinuses.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well then we're going to get a spoonful of that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because this has got all the local pollen and all of the local stuff that your body is reacting to.
Yes.
And so the honey is healing anyway.
Okay.
But the extra, the local pollen that's in here is going to help your body deal with the local allergies.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who knew? She did.
So, well, you know what? We're just going to eyeball it.
Okay.
So it's about a teaspoon or so per serving.
Okay.
That probably might have been a little bit more, but
that's okay. So that's going to help me with my sinuses because that honey is in there.
Absolutely. But you probably should be taking honey by itself.
Just by itself. Okay.
And actually, I just started a couple of batches of fire cider. You know what fire cider is?
I do not.
So fire cider is what our grandmas and our great-grandmas were utilizing in the kitchen before all these antibiotics came along. The basic ingredients to fire cider are horseradish, garlic, onion. You can utilize the turmeric and the ginger in there. You can also put some kind of citrus.
And you drink it. And
so what you do...
You want to turn it off?
Oh, I just put it on. There we go. That's well. Is you let it marinate together for about a month. In about a month, you strain out all the veggies that you've got in there. You also can have some cannabis fire cider going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it, turn that off. Some oranges or limes. I did my cannabis with mango and cannabis. So once it marinates all together for about a month, I'll strain everything out. And then taste it, probably add a little bit of honey and let it continue to sit. And that's what generations used to combat the common cold and viruses was fire cider.
Really?
They didn't use NyQuil and antibiotics and all that stuff.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
And you know what? It's been called, I think at some point I read like the poor man's antibiotic. You can actually put some honey in a pot or in a jar, like a mason jar, and you can either put clumps of garlic or clumps of onion in it and just let it sit on your stove and the constant heating. And then when somebody starts to not feel well, you just take a spoonful out and
Interesting. Okay.
And so the onion and the garlic is offset because, those are very strong, pungent vegetables. It's offset by the honey.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
All right.
So this golden milk, y'all, when we come back, I get a chance to taste. I'm going to tell y'all how good it is. And Wendy's going to tell us again how good it is for our bodies. And we're going to talk about mental health assessments, CBD, and medicinal marijuana, y'all. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hey, y'all, we are back, and I get a chance to taste the golden milk.
And look, it really is golden.
Oh, my God, it is. It's like yellow golden. Mm-hmm. Okay, cheers.
Cheers to good health.
Yes, absolutely, and long life. Mm-hmm. That is yummy. Ooh, I could taste. I could taste some rum chata up in here, y'all.
Don't do it.
I'm stopping.
Don't do it. Shooting up insulin and eating a Twinkie at the same time.
Oh my goodness, that is really good.
Isn't that yummy?
It is a nice drink. You know, heard me. I was gonna say cocktail. A nice drink. You can sit by the fireplace. Oh my God. And you're doing your body good.
And you can make this up in batches and put it in the fridge.
Okay.
So like instead of going for that second or third cup of coffee in the morning.
Right.
You could have a small cup of this at night.
Yes.
Without the rum chata. By the fireplace chilling out. For those of us that have chronic pain, having liquor compounded with that is not a good idea.
Okay.
Because liquor transfers into sugar.
Yes.
Sugar aggravates inflammation.
Yes.
And that's why you shouldn't do that.
Yes.
Or minimize it.
Yes. Yes.
So rum chata would be phenomenal up in this, but we want reduced inflammation.
That's
why we're drinking golden milk.
And even for me, for my lymphoma, inflammation is a component to it, and so
absolutely,
which is why I have significantly reduce my alcohol intake. I haven't completely cut it out, but because I do know that it does impact, and
but it's just about moderation.
Of course.
I remember times that we probably weren't very moderate in our alcohol intake. I remember a couple of times in particular.
Me too.
So, every now and then that would be okay, but it's not a good everyday practice.
Yes, I got it. Makes sense. So, Wendy, tell us about the Wellness Cafe. And this is in particularly, you don't have to be in Kansas City to get the benefits of the Wellness Cafe because Wendy is a licensed therapist, and she will do a phone consultation with you and ship product to you and all of that. It is all about being healthy and whole.
Inside and out, absolutely.
Yes.
So the Wellness Cafe was birthed about a year ago. We've been open and running since October of last year, and we've gone through lots of changes. We initially opened as just a CBD store, and we have morphed into a holistic health store.
Nice.
Yeah, and so that kind of happened from my background as a holistic mental health therapist.
Yes.
And kind of my specialty in my practice was supporting people who did not want to be on meds anymore.
Yes.
So people that were on Xanax or Prozac or what other psychotropics they might have been on, and they wanted to come off of them and they wanted an alternative.
Yes.
And that's what we worked on.
Okay. Got it.
And so it kind of made sense for me when CBD was approved or was even in the stages of being approved for me to kind of go into, because CBD comes from cannabis.
Absolutely.
And cannabis is a wonderful tool and it's a plant.
Yes.
And so that was kind of the natural progression.
Okay, I love it. So tell us, because some people may not really know or understand the difference between CBD and THC.
Absolutely. So the biggest difference is that you have one that's going to make you high which is, of course, the THC. And then you have one that is going to have a medicinal piece to it. And sometimes it has a little bit of euphoria added to it.
Okay.
Which euphoria is okay. Euphoria, you know, if you think about when you have chronic and then you have those chronic symptoms decrease, euphoria is natural. You're like,
that feels good.
Right.
Yes, I like that.
I feel better. So
Yes.
there's natural euphoria that happens from that. And so that's the biggest difference. And they come from different plants.
Okay. Okay. But they're still in the same plant family?
Cannabis is the plant family.
Okay.
But you have industrial hemp, which is what has been utilized for centuries up until all the political stuff happened. See how politically correct I was?
Yes.
Because, you know, I could like write a dissertation. And then you have the marijuana plants, which marijuana in and of itself is a controversial term because it's attached to many, many decades of Black and brown people being persecuted for the use.
Yes.
And so I really try not to use
that word.
the word marijuana or weed or anything like that because it really continues that stigma. And so it's either THC or CBD rich cannabis.
Got it.
So this is CBD rich cannabis. Nothing in my store will get you high.
Got it. Got it. Now, I have tried the flower. Okay. And so for those who don't know, the flower is just like if you were to get THC flower, the bud, you know, and I like it. You know, it, look at that.
A nug of CBD.
Yes. And you put it in your grinder, roll it up.
Or put it in a cone, put it in a pipe. However your smoking preference is, you can put that in the oven and activate it like you would THC rich cannabis, and you can utilize it for cooking. Lots of stuff you can do with
make flour. Tea out of it and all that. Yes,
that's fire cider's got some flour in it.
Nice. So if people want CBD that way, or they can have the gummies.
Yes. So gummies are usually, at least for us in Missouri, because of the regulations with the percentages.
Okay.
Most gummies are going to just be CBD.
Got it.
And so to clarify, there are many cannabinoids. THC and CBD are the two cannabinoids that most of us associate with.
Okay.
But there are many that are extracted when the oil is extracted from the leaf of the hemp plant. And so these particular gummies and most gummies that we sell in Missouri are going to only be CBD.
Got it. Okay.
Whereas a full spectrum is going to have all of the cannabinoids, and that would be something like this. And of course, flower is full spectrum because it has all the cannabinoids.
Got it. Okay.
So I don't have anything against gummies, but the analogy I like to give people is that, like, if you're someone that has asthma, a lot of times you will take a capsule or a pill of some kind to keep your bronchial passages clear.
Right.
And then if you need it, you have your inhaler.
Yes.
It's called a rescue medication.
Yes.
So I like to say that the tincture is our first line.
Got it. And
tincture is going to be the cannabinoid oil that's mixed with another kind of oil, because that's how our bodies absorb it.
Got it.
It needs an oil. And so this has actually got coconut oil and hemp seed oil.
Okay.
And be careful not to confuse hemp seed with hemp extract.
Got it.
Hemp extract is the medicinal. Hemp seed is really good nutritionally.
Got it. Okay.
So tincture is our first line. It goes under our tongue and it goes through the blood-brain barrier pretty quickly.
Got it. Okay.
Whereas a gummy, or if you cook with it, it has to go through the digestive tract.
Okay.
And that takes about an hour to an hour and a half, depending on. So the first line of defense, just like with that person that has asthma, is that pill. Our first line of defense, and this is how I educate and guide people that come in, is that tincture, especially for chronic, is going to be, the first line is going to be the tincture.
Got it.
And so gummies would be considered that supplement or that rescue.
Got it. Okay. We are, in the state of Missouri, we just voted and approved on medicinal marijuana. Okay. And so I'm like everybody else. I want to find out, what does it take? You know, living with, and I always say living successfully with cutaneous T-cell lymphoma.
Yes.
It's it's a type of cancer regardless. And so that in itself is a lot to wrap one's mind around. And so...
and causes anxiety in and of itself.
Yes, it does. Let alone life experiences, the anxiety.
Compounding it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I am very interested in what I need to do. And I'm sure our viewers want to know too, because nobody's really talking about, we know that we passed medicinal marijuana.
Right.
But nobody's talking about how do we get a card? What are the steps we need to take?
Yep.
And when can we expect to walk into a dispensary with our card and get us some medicine?
Yes. So my understanding to date is that what is happening is that the state of Missouri is going through the logistics.
Okay.
And so what I last read was that they're trying to figure out where to get seeds from, because technically getting seeds from one state and bring them into the state of Missouri is a federal crime.
And because it's not federally legal yet, they can't do that.
And so that's one of the things that they're trying to figure out. And I do think that they're looking at the other states that have already gone through this.
Yes.
To figure out what that process is.
Got it.
But most dispensaries are slated to be open in early 2020.
Early 2020, y'all. We ain't got that much longer to wait.
Nope.
Okay. So I can come to Waldo Wellness Cafe and I can get my mental health assessment.
Absolutely. So with me being a licensed social worker and a mental health professional, if you're somebody like me, I have no health insurance, and I have never been technically diagnosed with anxiety by another professional, but I know that I have chronic anxiety. So if you're somebody that has never gone in for an official assessment,
me neither.
Yeah, most folks don't, but most brown and black people really don't.
Exactly.
No.
Yes.
So if you have experienced trauma and you've never dealt with that trauma and you've never seen a professional, if you're somebody that saw a professional a long time ago but you lost track of them, if you're somebody that medicates, utilizing whatever you utilize to feel better, that can be THC, that could be alcohol, that could be other pills and all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you medicate because it makes you feel better at that moment, you might qualify. And so what I'm hoping to achieve is that folks who might not ordinarily have the documentation they need,
got it,
when they go to one of the clinics, because I'm not able to write out your recommendation for medicinal marijuana, but my step is that for folks that don't have physical stuff going on, I can do the mental health assessment and possibly be able to say, you know what, everything you've described and we've talked about sounds like chronic anxiety.
Absolutely.
Sounds like PTSD.
Absolutely.
Sounds like bipolar.
Got it.
And so then you can take that assessment to one of the clinics.
Okay.
And now you have your documentation.
Nice.
Because the MDs are at the clinics.
Okay.
So an MD, of course, can say, yes, you have cancer. Yes, you have HIV. Yes, you have IBS. Yes, you have Crohn's. But for an MD to be able to say, well, you have anxiety.
They can't do that.
They really can't.
Got it.
They can kind of surmise.
Right. Okay.
But I don't think a lot of them feel comfortable doing that. And so you would take the assessment that I provide, granted the paperwork and the conversation mirrors that.
Absolutely.
You would take that and you would take that to one of the clinics.
Got it.
And I really, really recommend that you utilize one of the clinics that, and I'm not going to throw any names out there because I'm not supporting or pushing any particular clinic.
Right.
But there are a couple that are on the higher side. But let me tell you what you get when you pay a little bit more. Is you're going to have a clinic that is not going to just submit your paperwork blindly and cross their fingers and hope that it passes, because the process is that when you go to the clinic, you have to prove your identification, you have to prove where you live, so you have to prove you're a Missouri resident,
got it,
and you have to prove what your condition is.
Got it.
And so they take that information.
Okay.
There's an online portal.
Okay.
They do their magic.
Got it.
But if there's any question as to if that information is going to pass through all the checklists,
okay,
they call the state of Missouri.
Okay.
And say, hey, this is the situation.
Okay.
Is this going to fly?
Got it.
And they're not taking your money, crossing their fingers.
Okay.
So make sure you ask as you're doing your shopping around if they offer that service.
Got it. Okay.
And then there's some that are offering classes that are a part of your fee, because not only do you get to go and get from a dispensary, you get to grow.
Nice. So having a medicinal card also gives me the right to grow. Of course, there's guidelines and restrictions and all that.
Yeah, I think you're allowed 6 plants, and it depends on the size and if they have reached flowering yet. There's a lot of criteria and logistics. I'm not well versed in that.
Got it. Okay.
But the important thing is to know that that option is available.
It's available.
And you have a resource to show you how to do it.
Nice.
And you're not paying extra. It's part of your fee.
Nice.
That you paid initially.
Nice. So what is like so let's start with your mental health assessment fee. So is there a flat rate for that? Have you
So my flat rate is going to be $80.
Okay.
And so what that includes is that you reach out and say, hey, I want to do this. I send you the paperwork, so you're able to fill that out in the comfort of your home. You're able to do that as you want to, because you know what? There's some people that they're having to bring up stuff that it probably doesn't feel very good.
Right. Absolutely.
And so you do that in the comfort of your own home. And once you get that completed, we set up a date for you to come in, and we just kind of go through that information. It's going to be a family history. It's going to be your own personal history. It's going to be how you have medicated. What have you done in the past?
Got it.
And going over symptomology so that we can figure out if the criteria is going to allow you to meet.
Got it. Okay. So then I take that and I go to one of these clinics. Do you know what kind of the average rate for one of these clinics is?
So once we complete our step, I will give you a letter that will say that I have found that you have such and such diagnosis, and it'll have the appropriate ICD-10 code on there.
Okay.
Because that'll be necessary.
Okay. So what's an ICD-10 code?
That is a code that is used within the health community to be able to tell the computer what you have, so this diagnosis pops up.
Got it.
I'm not big on diagnoses, and that's one of the things that I really don't do a lot in my practice is label, but we have to have them.
For this we have to have them.
And so but as with all of my clients, we talk about what that looks like, and if you feel comfortable with that, because the reality is that this is a paper trail that will follow you.
Yes.
And the important thing is for you to be comfortable in that paper trail. And
absolutely.
So there's conversation around that.
Okay. Absolutely.
And so you take that letter, and I've seen clinics that are at $99, and I'm not going to say any names, but I wouldn't go to those. All the way up to $250.
Okay.
I think the ones that I have talked to that I'm going to utilize myself are in the $200 range.
Okay. And so is that a one-time fee? Is that an annual fee?
I believe it's a one-time fee.
Okay.
And again, that's questions to ask as you are
researching.
Fact-finding.
Got it. Yes.
Because, of course, with any industry that booms, there's going to be people that take advantage.
Absolutely. So y'all be careful.
And you know what? If you're unsure, you can always call, or you can stop in and say, hey, this is what I encountered. Yes. And we can wade through it together.
Absolutely. So what's your number? How do they call you?
816-359-1872. That's the store number.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
And Waldo Wellness Cafe at gmail.com.
Okay. And we'll put all of that up there.
Yes.
So Kansas City, especially you guys that are in Kansas City, if you want to for those of you who are in Kansas City, if you are interested in this process of obtaining your medicinal card, and you're using your mental health assessment as your diagnosis to possibly get that card, give Wendy a call. Waldo Wellness Cafe. And again, we'll put the number up there. We'll put the address up there, all of our social media platforms. And not just for that, but for holistic healing, period.
Yes. I tell people all the time that when you take your car to the mechanic, does the mechanic use one tool?
No.
There's a whole toolbox.
Yes.
And so CBD is one tool.
Yes.
In that health toolbox.
Yes.
Lots of herbals at the cafe, and it's all about layering. I'm not going to tell you to do anything that I don't do for myself as somebody with chronic stuff.
Okay, got it. Yes.
And it's about really learning and utilizing all of the plants that are available to just create a better quality of life.
Yes. So Kansas City, you heard it here, Gangster Goodies Kitchen, and we've got something else in store for you. And we're gonna, as we develop it ourselves, but we want to take those herbs, and show you how to use them. Whether it is cannabis, whether it is some other herb. And actually, Wendy's going to be the teacher. So we're going to go to her kitchen at Waldo Wellness Cafe, and we're just going to, put some stuff out there for you. Because again, she and I often say we're going to live to be one of those 90-year-old spunky women, okay? And so in order to do that, we have got to take better care of ourselves.
Absolutely.
And so she's going to help us step through that. So thank you guys so much for watching. Wendy, is there anything else you want to tell the people?
I just really think it's important for everyone to, as someone who has had a love affair with sugar my whole life, is to understand that food is not meant to bring pleasure. And I know that as a foodie, you're like, WTF. I know. But if you think about it, what kind of food do you like?
I like all kinds of
well-seasoned, good-tasting food.
Of course.
And where does that come from?
Where does well-seasoned, good-tasting food come from?
How does it get to be well-seasoned?
I season it.
But spices.
Yes.
Spices are herbs. Yeah. So it's about intentional cooking, which is what we're going to talk about.
Yes.
So it is about intentional. Like, this is an intentional drink.
Yes.
We're not just drinking this for the sake of drinking it. We're drinking it because it has ingredients that is going to make our body feel better.
Absolutely.
So I think we can find a great place of being a foodie.
Oh, for sure.
And eating for intention.
Absolutely.
Don't you think so?
Yes.
I think so.
We're going to do that. Yes. It is going to be fire.
And I'm going to try to convince Sheila to do it live.
We might be able to do that. I'm used to it now, so we might be able to do that.
Right, because in the beginning, let me tell you, it was nothing to do 10, 15, I don't like that. My arm was in the wrong place.
Woo,
although, if you're going to be a guest here,
that's because this is my best side. No. Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. Again, the information will be up there for Wendy and Waldo Wellness Cafe. You guys give her a shout, and she is here to help. So peace out, y'all.